Alrighty. Was reading some of that wrestling news. That's right, folks. Old school intro there. Just one piece of news. Half asleep here, goddammit. Cesaro Claudio has left the WWE. Apparently, he only signed a 1 year extension and his extension is done, and he quietly walked away, couldn't come to terms on an agreement or whatever. So Cesaro gone. Is it possible he signs a new deal and goes back? Possibly, folks. Is he gone? It looks like it or whatever. Um, I'm seeing comments. I'm seeing the name Claudio everywhere. You're going to see that, folks, because that was his indie name. You know what I mean? In Ring of Honor or whatever. So I'm seeing comments. Claudio should go to Japan. European strong style against Japan strong style. Okada, Claudio. Seeing stuff like this there, McMahon should have pushed him or whatever. Cesaro, good in the ring, natural athlete, you know what I mean. He could have been, because he looked like some kind of old school strong man from like the 1950s or something. And he was very strong, naturally strong, and very athletic and stuff like this. He could have been a world champ in the 1940s or something, you know what I mean? But he was a little bland, right? Couldn't really talk. He looked big enough, but he didn't really have the look, right? But he was a good wrestler, so McMahon used him the best way he could, right? He came in with this language gimmick. He could speak different languages. Very boring promo or whatever. They put him with Paul Heyman, if I remember correctly. There, I could be wrong. I don't think it worked out there, obviously. The tag team stuff worked with Swagger because there was a manager, and you know what I mean? He was good in that role. Him and Sheamus together as a tag team because he's a good wrestler. He could have a good match against anybody, but he didn't really have the look, the star power, right, to be a world champ. But they gave him a couple of singles push. They didn't really pan out. He had the match against Roman Reigns. Do you think he should have beat Roman? You know what I mean? Instead of Brock against Roman Reigns, title for title, should it have been Cesaro versus Brock, title for title? Obviously, you just got to look at reality that he wasn't a marquee guy that's going to bring in a bunch of people. He's a good wrestler, a good athlete. He's a likable guy, so he was good filler, basically. You know what I mean? He could be possibly a world champ in Impact Wrestling, where it doesn't matter who has the belt. There's 10 fans either way, but you gotta be realistic. McMahon used him well. He gave him a job for a long time. Championships, you know what I mean? But not everybody can be world champ. He's not a victim because he didn't win the world title. Like, We wanted it. A lot of people wanted it, but he's just not champ material. But again, McMahon treated him well. Should he go to AEW? I'm seeing AEW fans. Oh, he shouldn't go because there's too many people. He should go to Japan or something else or whatever. For like a year or two there, these fans were denying that there was too many people and it's okay. And the wrestlers were saying it's okay, right? McMahon was bad for hoarding talent. AEW, they're obviously hoarding talent, but it was okay. Now that people are talking against this, they're the what culture and Meltzer talking about too many people. Now the fans are saying that, oh, you shouldn't go too many people. But, you know, Cesaro, if AEW is a place for fucking Ring of Honor guys that can wrestle there, then that's the place for him. If anybody should go to AEW, it's Cesaro. You know, maybe Tony, probably Tony wouldn't make him the champ unless he does it just to try to please the fans. Or, look, I'm the hero. I gave him the belt. McMahon didn't do it. I'm going to do it. I'm a hero or whatever. I could possibly see him do this, but you know, Cesaro and Hangman Page in the main event, that's not going to bring millions of viewers or anything, but you could have good wrestling with him on the show, right? He would be bigger than most people there, a bigger star than 90% of the people there. And he would probably look better compared to the other people that's there, right? You would look like a bigger deal because it's all midgets and washed up people or whatever. So if he's there and he's big and he's recognizable, then he'll instantly be a big deal. Plus, he can wrestle, right? He's not the best talker, but in AEW, like he could have good wrestling match. He can have a 45-minute match against Bryan. He can wrestle Kenny Omega and put on a wrestling clinic or whatever, right? He could be good filler, folks, just like he was in WWE. Good filler. So if Tony's gonna bring in people for his show and he wants good wrestling match, then he should bring in Cesaro because he's a good wrestler, right? Not just an indie goof doing flip or whatever. He can wrestle for real there and he knows what to do, right? So if Tony should bring somebody in that can relate with the indie fans because he was an indie guy and he can wrestle and he has the victim McMahon because he didn't win the world title. He's a victim boy, but I don't see Cesaro trashing McMahon there. Cesaro gives me the impression that he's classier than this or whatever. Hopefully, he doesn't start bashing McMahon because, you know, he was there, he made money, he got a long career, he's choosing to leave. McMahon respected his in ring abilities. You know what I mean? He wrestled a long time. All right. But he just wasn't world title material. That don't mean McMahon is bad there, but Cesaro, he could be good anywhere. Impact, New Japan, all of these goofy places there. But if Tony Khan wants to bring in somebody that can wrestle against Bryan, Punk, Kenny, He can wrestle the small midget guys and do acrobats with them, like he was doing on NXT kind of shit, you know. If somebody should go to AEW, it's Cesaro there, but we'll see what happens, folks. Maybe McMahon gives him a bit more money and brings him back there, or possibly this is all fake there, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Until next time, stay tuned for more news. Peace.